I never thought in the year of 2025 that I would be discussing the fourth in the ongoing story of Bridget Jones, but we are now at Bridget Jones' Mad About a Boy. I remember a couple of years ago when the novel got released and people couldn't believe that they had killed off Mr. Darcy. So I thought, oh, maybe it is a cash grab, continue to write novels because they're popular, but do things that people might not like. And then when the film was announced and then produced, I was thinking back to the fact that I'm probably not the biggest fan of the second one. I think the first one is a really good film. I think the third one is good enough, but I definitely was in that position of, I don't think we need another one, particularly as a legacy sequel. And that is where I am completely wrong. Because I would say Mad About a Boy is the best Bridget Jones film probably since the first one. I think it goes in, and I remember seeing the commercial for it and thinking, oh, this is going to be goofy and silly and twee and discussing themes of grief in a very light touch, broad comedy kind of way. I was wrong. It does start that way, and you think you're going into that kind of film, but it has a sense of grief. It knows how to discuss the idea of not only living with your own grief, but also having to manage young children who may either be grieving or not really know how to grieve someone, a parent who was lost to them far too young. And I think the fact that it manages to present that in a way that still is funny, but is also quite sincere, I was astounded. I mean, Renée Zellweger has not dropped a beat, she missed a beat. She is still so funny and so dry and witty and an interesting character. It still has silly things in it. I think each one of the films has at least one thing in it that you find is a bit of a head scratcher. But whereas previous ones had prisons or celebrity cameos that felt really egregious, this one really, it really weaved that quite well. And it was nice to see the supporting cast back and to see the new additions to the supporting cast. The fact that you have Leo Woodall and Chiwetel Ejiofor, who are both actually really good characters, neither of whom are particularly goofy or funny, but play off her so well because both are very straight men in their own degree. And again, seeing Hugh Grant come back, particularly after sitting out the third one, it's just really nice to sit with this cast of characters. And I would say, yep, I'm happy that is the end of the story, but if a fifth novel and then a fifth film came out, I'm probably much more open to embracing it because this one was handled so well. So yeah, I am surprised but delighted that this film is really good.